for investors to find the right property. So I think when you're looking for property, this is some of the things you got to look out for. I love giving tips.
Yeah.
So I'll mention a few things that you really, need to consider and look into.
Our resident tipster, Lucas Carras, take it away.
Thank you. Look, first of all, when you're looking to buy an investment property, make sure to find a popular location. Location remains the number one, I believe, on the list. Try to look to find a property in an area that there's a lot of jobs, an area that has a healthy rate of population growth, because as the population grows, values grow as well. Buying an area that has current and future infrastructure in place, not infrastructure that's going to happen in 5 years, because sometimes it takes decades for that thing to happen. So make sure there's current infrastructure in place, not just long term. Make sure you're close to transport. Another good thing is make sure you're close to schools, entertainment, as well as cafes, restaurants, and parks. So, you've got to make sure you sort of tick a lot of those boxes.
This sounds very much like the Golden Triangle where Salvo developed everything.
Exactly. Look, and it's very important, because even if you find all of those things, it's not enough. You got to make sure that the balance is sustained. And what do I mean with that? For an example, if you go to places where there's volatile mining markets, or for example, the Olympics in Brisbane, those things come. Once they finish, everybody moves on. So you got to find a place that will sustain all those things, and not just temporarily. There has to be good long-term demand to drive capital growth. And like I said before, do not fall for promises that this is an area that will eventually become popular, or the potential of infrastructure, is huge. But as we know, that could take decades. The perfect balance investors should be looking for is short-term income of rental and long-term price of capital growth. So that's what you got to look for. The rental income is what keeps you sustained if there are periods of low or no capital growth. You must invest in an area that is livable as well as desirable. Yeah. And before I go, Gregory, a very important fact that we discovered, last year's retirement income review demonstrated that security in retirement doesn't come from your super balance, but from the equity in your home. So this is very, very important.
And I think as you were talking about earlier, again, you're talking about investors. Definitely in this current market, in your opinion, I think apartments have got to be something that will start getting some decent growth out of them. I think, that's my view. I don't know if you echo that.
Look, 100%. We've seen how the price is going up. We see now, first week we're doing the opens for rentals and the opens for sales, and look at the increase we had in demand. So at the end of the day, it proves that as soon as the city opens up, as soon as we're allowed to do things, the people are just waiting to take advantage of that.